What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and we're doing player grades right after the Philadelphia Eagles victory over the Carolina Panthers. Usually, I'm out and about, I get to calm down, and then I get home, record it, compose my thoughts, think about it. Right now, no, raw dogging this shit. I'm even, the last 10 damn player grade videos got demonetized anyway. Fuck Pete Morelli. That's how we're starting off. That was last year, our game against the Detroit Lions. We got absolutely robbed. We got robbed of a victory against the Detroit Lions because Pete Morelli was the ref. We had we were the least penalized team going into that game, and we had like 15-some penalties. And today, Philadelphia not only beat the Carolina Panthers, they beat the refs. Those refs were horrendous. I think we had 12 penalties by the end of the game. So you know what? Bunch of those penalties were penalties. Out of those 12, at least half of them were legit calls, bad mistakes from the defense. But we had the pass interference on Jalen Mills that on the first drive that extended it for the Panthers. Not a pass interference by any means. You had every 50-50 call went against the Philadelphia Eagles. If they called the delay of game penalty on time, because Pete Morelli's 97 years old, they were late on it, and then Derek Barnett hit Cam Newton because he didn't hear the whistle, that never would have happened. That never would have extended the drive for the Carolina Panthers to let them get the touchdown to, they believe it was McCaffrey out of the backfield. You know what? I'm going to say this. The Panthers are a good team. Panthers are a really good team. They're 4-1 for a reason. And I don't think that, obviously if the refs didn't have nearly as big influence, it probably would have been a blowout. But, I mean, the Panthers are a good team. We are just built, as I said in the beginning, to beat the Panthers. Cam Newton is never going to win a game where he throws the ball 50 times. They could not run the ball on our team. And, that was that. We didn't have Jordan. We didn't even have our best linebacker on the field for the second half of the game. They still could not run the ball. So I just wish, I don't feel actually, no, it's a lie. I feel ecstatic that the Philadelphia Eagles won that game, but I would have felt better if it was a clean game. If Philly wasn't getting robbed, and it was a battle of two 4-1 Titans in the NFC, sorry, and we had the best Panthers. We had the best Panthers that they had to offer, and we were the best Eagles, and the Eagles won that game. I might feel a little bit more, proud's not the word, because I am incredibly proud of this team. I don't know what it is, a little more rewarding, perhaps, knowing that we played the Panthers. The Panthers weren't their best tonight. Cam Newton looked horrendous, throwing under pressure. If Cam Newton didn't have those running yards and the botched QB spies on Philadelphia's defensive assignments and stuff like that, I mean, that was not, I don't think, the A game for the Carolina Panthers. The refs kept them in that game. And, if we would have played the A game Panthers and walked out to win, I'd feel a little bit more of a sense of accomplishment. Like we dominated, or at least won a game against the debatably second best team. You can throw Green Bay, maybe Atlanta in there, in the AFC, and we beat them. But that does not take away from the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles beat the refs and the Carolina Panthers tonight. I put a tweet out. I can't remember a time I was this proud of this team. There's probably some times that I can't think of. But off the top of my head, obviously the NFC Championship game against the Falcons. The game on Monday night where Mike Vick had 9-some touchdowns against the Redskins. That was a great one. Miracle at the New Meadowlands with Deshaun Jackson. But, I mean, for recency bias, this game is right up there. That is a game the Philadelphia Eagles don't win last year. That is a game that teams that are playoff bound, teams that are legit playoff contenders, find a way to win. And Philadelphia was able to come out with that one. Quickly doing some player grades. So after this 28-23 victory, Carson Wentz 16 of 30, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I'm giving Wentz an A- just from the fact of how bad the very last drive the Philadelphia Eagles had. It was 3rd and something. He had a slant. He took the worst option on the slant. If he would have done that, game would have been over right then, and he got to make those throws. Those are throws that the Carolina Panthers have a balanced offense. They're able to run the ball. They might be able to get the ball back and go down the field and score. So credit to our defense. Our defense bailed out Carson Wentz there, but he had to make that throw. So that's why A- is still a tremendous grade by any means, but he's not getting an A+ or something like that because you have to make that throw. But credit is due. Big V was terrible on the offensive line, and Wentz was able to hang in there. Took some big shots. How about Wentz taking Mike Adams on, going shoulder to shoulder with him, trying to truck him over? That's my QB right there. That is my fucking QB. Look at the run. So Wentz A-. Look at the run game. LeGarrette Blount 14 carries for 67 yards. Wentz had 25 yards. Barner 7. Clement 2. It was always going to be tough without Lane Johnson in this game to establish the run. Big V was literally the only guy on the Philadelphia Eagles, I think, that had a horrible game. Rightfully so. We'll have Lane Johnson back for the Monday Nighter next week against the Washington Redskins that are a Josh Norman-less Washington Redskins. And that game there very well could be the separator especially with the Zeke Elliott suspension happening for the Cowboys. That Monday Nighter could be the separator for the Philadelphia Eagles with 2 wins over the Redskins, who could very well be the biggest threat within the division. You know, that's going to be a big one. With Lane Johnson back, I expect we will be able to run the ball better. But as of today, I'll give the run game C+. LeGarrette Blount had some crucial runs in there. Wentz had some decent scrambles. He had one scramble that was called back for a mystery hold on Wisniewski, I think it was. Refs were so bad in this game. Look at receivers. Alshon, 4 catches, 71 yards. Finally had a decently big game. He had one play that was a 50-50 ball that he had to make. If he would have made that, he would have went over 100 yards. But Alshon made the plays that he had to. Aguilar, 4 catches, 55 yards. A TD. Mack Hollins, 2 catches, 38 yards. I love to see Mack Hollins out there. Zach Ertz, 2 catches, 18 yards, 2 TDs. Thank you for my fantasy team. Even though your yards suck, I will take those 2 touchdowns. Especially because my opponent had Wentz starting at QB, so it kind of mitigates that a little bit. Marcus Johnson coming in, had a 16-yard catch. Overall, receivers did their job. There's a couple plays they probably would have liked to have back or would have liked to have been able to make. I'll give the wide receivers B+. They did a decent job here tonight against what probably will be the weakest secondary we face. That's still a decent secondary, but the weakest secondary we'll face for the foreseeable future and looking at the season as a whole so far. Looking at special teams, Jake Elliott's a monster. This guy cannot miss. I love seeing that in our young kicker. Donnie Jones had a big game. We didn't have opportunities in terms of returns. The special teams, we'll just give the special teams a nice C+. Look at the defense. Michael Kendricks, 15 tackles on the day. Nigel Bradham, 10 tackles. Had a very big-time hit on Kelvin Benjamin there at the end of the first half. I thought he was going to be done for the game. It looked like a broken collarbone the way he went down. But a monster hit. Bradham had an excellent game. Rodney McLeod, 3 tackles. Should have had an interception. You know what? I'll give the rest that one. The interception that McLeod had, the Jalen Mills roughed up the wide receiver a little bit. That was pass interference. It wasn't an outright pass interference. That's a pass interference call. Plenty of refs probably wouldn't have called. I'd say that's like a 60-40 was pass interference. There was a little bit of a gray area there, but I'm not gonna bitch about that one. It's more so the first one that extended the drive and let Carolina get a touchdown. That was brutal. But Jalen Mills made up for it. Got the game sealing, I guess you could say. They still got a drive, but Jalen Mills had a pick. Jordan Hicks got hurt. I think it's something with an ankle. Gotta definitely watch on that because, I like Joe Walker as much as the next guy. I think if Hicks is out for like a week or two, I think Joe Walker is serviceable, very much serviceable. Reminds me of Stuart Bradley a little bit, but you don't want to see Jordan Hicks out for too long. He's the best cover linebacker in football. Rasul Douglas, my pick for MVP, could have had 3 picks here tonight. Dropped a pick. A pick he should have had. You know what? I think, if you watch that defense, how he played against those big wide receivers, outside of that Cam Newton scramble TD, Rasul Douglas was almost as good as everyone. So I think the prediction of giving Rasul Douglas MVP wasn't too far off. Patrick Robinson's a monster, recovered the fumble on special teams that could have been a massive turnover, had an interception as well. That is, according to Pro Football Focus, the #1 corner in the NFL right now, which is ridiculous to say, but I'll absolutely take it. He is playing very, very well. Absolute bargain for the Philadelphia Eagles. We got a half sack for Brandon Graham, a full sack to first career sack for Derek Barnett. But defensively, man, you know what? I give the defense full credit. They're getting robbed by the refs left, right, and center. Defense is getting an A+. Very proud of that defense, how they came out to play, how they absolutely shut down the run. I think entering like the third quarter, halfway through the third quarter, Jonathan Stewart had -6 yards rushing. This defense is very, very good, and we're nowhere near 100%. That is a defense running at like 75, 80%. We still have another level that we can be able to take it once we get Darby back. Once we get Cox isn't even 100%, and he was dominant in that game. Hicks is not 100%. You got, like I said, Darby. I don't know if I already mentioned him. I'm already so hyped. You got Sidney Jones potentially coming back. Jalen Watkins is good depth to have. So, I still think this team has not played its best game of football yet, and there still is more to come. But overall, man, I am absolutely hyped that we won that game. We beat the refs. We beat the Panthers. That's a game that as soon as I saw Pete Morelli during like the second play, I was like, we're going to lose this game. There's going to be some bullshit. I remember that game from the Detroit Lions last year where he absolutely robbed us of a victory. And I am so, so proud of this team right now, man. I'm grateful to be an Eagles fan. So there's a thing going on right now. The Philadelphia Eagles were 4-0 going into this game on games I watched with my kid. The one game I went out to a bar, they lost. So tonight, because, I found a workaround. My kid, I stayed home. He was in the damn house, the same house as me. I was wearing his Philadelphia Eagles toque on my head. It barely fits. I look like one of those Jew hats that just fit on the crown of my head, and they won. So I'm taking that as 5-0 in games that my kid was somehow, some way tuning into the ball game. I'm going to have to find out a way for next Monday night because it's another late game. But, oh, my man. Smash that like button if you're hyped for this Philadelphia Eagles and the way that they came out and, oh, my God. I'm trying to limit the swear words, but absolutely incredible, man. Fuck Pete Morelli. GG Panthers. You guys are a legit team, I think, on another night. It could have been closer. It shouldn't have been that close, though, because I don't want to go on another tangent with the refs. So, yeah, that's it for today, guys. Your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out and fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Let's go.